Between 1978 and 1991, one of America's most notorious serial killers committed the unthinkable, taking the lives of 17 young men and boys. His crimes were so brutal, so disturbing, that they forever changed the way the world viewed evil. Welcome back to Real Crime Stories, where we uncover the darkest truths behind some of the most chilling crimes in history. Today, we're diving into one of the most disturbing true crime cases in history, the story of Jeffrey Dahmer, a man whose crimes shocked the world and left a dark mark on the pages of criminal history. Early life. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. To the outside world, his childhood appeared normal. But underneath, there were troubling signs early on. As a child, Dahmer showed a fascination with dead animals. He collected roadkill, dissected creatures in his backyard, and kept bones in jars. By the age of 10, he was obsessed with the internal organs of animals, and eventually, people. His parents' volatile marriage and eventual divorce only deepened his emotional detachment. Dahmer became withdrawn, alcoholic, and socially isolated during his teenage years. The first murder. In 1978, just weeks after graduating high school, Dahmer committed his first murder. He picked up 18-year-old hitchhiker Stephen Hicks, brought him home for drinks, and when Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer bludgeoned him with a dumbbell and strangled him. He later dismembered the body and buried the remains in his backyard. That act would mark the beginning of a gruesome killing spree that would span over a decade. A dark decade. After his first murder, Dahmer's life spiraled. He enrolled in college but dropped out. He joined the U.S. Army but was discharged for alcohol abuse. During the 1980s, Dahmer lived in various cities, often jobless and intoxicated. But in 1987, after nearly a decade of silence, the murders resumed. Over the next 4 years, Dahmer lured at least 16 more young men to his apartment. Most were offered money for photos or companionship. None left alive. Inside apartment. The horrors inside apartment 213 at the Oxford Apartments were unlike anything police had ever seen. Dahmer didn't just kill his victims. He drugged them, strangled them, and then performed disturbing post-mortem rituals. He photographed their bodies in various stages of dismemberment. He stored heads in the freezer, hearts in the fridge, and preserved skeletons like trophies. He even attempted to create zombies, drilling holes into victims' skulls and injecting acid while they were still alive, all in an effort to keep them with him forever. Patterns and victims. Most of Dahmer's victims were young men of color, many from marginalized communities. Some were homeless, some were sex workers, others were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Among them were Anthony Sears, Raymond Smith, Conorak Synthesomphone, and Tony Hughes. Each one had dreams, families, and futures. But their stories were cut short in the most unimaginable ways. Critics later argued that systemic racism and homophobia played a role in allowing Dahmer to continue undetected. Police often failed to investigate missing persons reports seriously, especially when the victims were gay men of color. Missed opportunities. In one shocking case, 14-year-old Conorak Synthesomphone managed to escape Dahmer's apartment, naked, bruised, and drugged. But when police arrived, Dahmer calmly convinced them it was a lover's quarrel. The officers returned Conorak to Dahmer, who would kill him just minutes later. That chilling failure raised serious questions about bias and negligence within law enforcement. The final victim escapes. On July 22, 1991, Dahmer invited 32-year-old Tracy Edwards into his apartment. But this time, the plan didn't go as expected. Edwards noticed the smell, the handcuffs, the knife, and managed to escape. He flagged down police officers, leading them back to Dahmer's apartment. What they discovered was beyond comprehension. Photos of dismembered bodies, severed heads, human organs, and a vat of acid containing decomposing flesh. Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested, and the nightmare was finally over. Confession and trial. During his interrogation, Dahmer was shockingly calm and cooperative. He confessed to killing 17 young men. In court, he pleaded guilty but insane. Psychologists were divided. Some believed Dahmer suffered from borderline personality disorder and necrophilic tendencies. Others argued he was fully aware of his actions. In 1992, Dahmer was convicted and sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms, over 900 years in prison. Death in prison. Jeffrey Dahmer's time behind bars was short-lived. In November 1994, he was beaten to death by another inmate while cleaning a bathroom at Columbia Correctional Institution. He died at the age of 34. Some saw it as justice served. Others felt it robbed the victims' families of closure. Legacy and impact. The case of Jeffrey Dahmer has left a scar on American true crime history. His crimes continue to captivate and horrify. Documentaries, books, and series have tried to make sense of the madness, but not without controversy. Many families of the victims have spoken out against media portrayals, saying they feel re-traumatized and exploited. What's clear is that Dahmer was not just a monster. He was a product of broken systems, failed mental health care, police negligence, and societal indifference. This isn't just the story of a killer. It's the story of 17 innocent lives lost. Their names, their stories, and their memories deserve to be more than footnotes in a horror story. Let us remember them and learn from the failures that allowed evil to go unchecked for so long. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please like, subscribe, and share Real Crime Stories channel. And let us know in the comments, what do you think should be done differently in cases like this? Until next time, stay aware and stay safe.